Good day there, Wealth Press subscribers, viewers, traders, and investors. I have a special guest today joining us to talk about the psychedelic space emerging throughout North America. Mr. Vic Neufeld is the executive chairman of HAVN Life Sciences Inc., trading on the U.S. market under HAV, as in Victor LF. Vic, welcome.
Good to be back, James.
So, Vic, tell me about HAVN. How did you get involved? What's the story?
Yeah, well, HAVN Life Sciences. Yep. So HAVN, its journey began over a year ago with co-founders Brenda and Rob, and then it just morphed from HAVN research to a bigger platform of trying to understand the various key compounds within psychedelic mushrooms. Today it's viewed as a biotech company. And again, its mission is more in line with trying to isolate, extract, and standardize key actives. The big one everyone is talking about today is psilocybin, but I can tell you ketamine and who knows what other compounds we'll find as time marches on with our research.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting, Vic. I've been an early adopter of most of these psychedelic compounds on an experimental basis, just because I suspected that they contribute mightily to one's mental health and general sense of well-being. And I would say, without equivocation, that I am living proof of the beneficial upside of a regular, not extreme, but just a regular exposure to some of these compounds. I mean, I can't say enough about it, though this, of course, is anecdotal. And I'm so warmed by this idea that there's a science-based approach, which is basically going to couch the terms of all of these benefits in scientific language that can be measured and articulated across the medical community. So what is the status of the company in terms of, are you here to evolve products to the consumer base? Are you here to provide a research environment to companies? What is the main focus of HAVN?
Yeah, great question. So we have two platforms. HAVN Retail, which we've applied for 14 formulations to the Natural Health Products Directorate. We have 7 approved NPNs, the ones that are not as complex. And Q1, late Q1, early Q2, we'll be launching those 7 in various distribution channels, obviously health food, trying to tackle some of the food, drug, mass, but also our e-commerce platform that we're rolling out again, March, April of 2021. And those are functional mushrooms, James, not to be confused with the key active compounds found within magic mushrooms. That journey is still ahead of us with Health Canada, researchers, etc. But what we are really trying to do is brand the HAVN name, the HAVN Life, getting us in front of consumers sooner than later. And it'll provide us a great extension platform once, and I say once, rather when, not if, is our hope and desire that Health Canada comes on board and has microdosing for patients with psilocybin. So that's the retail side, the platform. And then HAVN Labs really is how the journey started over a year ago. And it is basically taking the science approach using plant-derived materials, fungi, and in this case, magic mushrooms, and trying to extract, isolate, standardize with the intention that we now move that forward to other researchers who have the bandwidth and the skill set to do true clinical trials that FDA, Health Canada would otherwise listen to. There's a lot of benefits, and as I said, James, psilocybin is the key compound that's being talked about, but there are so many others. I mean, ketamine now and what that is being studied in terms of Parkinson's, etc. But very similar to many years ago, where CBD and THC were the drivers of cannabis. Now there's tons of research being done on CBN, CBG, they're finding that Mother Nature is truly a source of a lot of personal health treatment that's not synthetic. And that's the cause here, using Mother Nature, plant derived, bringing science to the forefront and moving the needle.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so do you have an idea at this point as to what is the global market size currently, and what is the global market size potentially down the road for psilocybin and psychedelic compound related treatments?
So I'll start by first re-referencing back in 2013 and 2014 when Deloitte did their report, and I believe a government agency kind of supported this too. The black market of cannabis use was $5 to $7 billion underground. What the total market is in Canada is probably north of 8, if not 10 billion today, given the legalization. But it already had a convincing marketplace, illegal albeit, of cannabis. It's been alleged that the magic mushroom, and there's many versions of that, in Canada alone is $1 to $2 billion. Since my involvement with HAVN Life, I did have the opportunity to meet a few of these growers, extractors, etc. And the volume of revenue they're doing illegally, therefore not taxed. I just want to give that parenthetical footnote that bringing this under a legal framework has many other wins and benefits to Canadians. But aside from that, there is a lot of usage for decades. If I can go back to Chinese traditional herbals that would have incorporated magic mushrooms back in the day, there's a real patient anecdotal evidence that certain key active compounds work. And a lot of this is brain acuity, mental health, whether it's anxiety, depression, PTSD. I've met a few patients now that are recovered from PTSD veterans using a combination of the physiological impact of mushrooms, but also the psychological, in other words, treatment at the same time. And it's heartwarming to see how science, anecdotally, has evolved to help people who are willing to do self-medication using Mother Nature.
You bet. You bet. Okay, so in terms of the state of legislation and legality, where is the sort of the hot spot? Where is this evolving from more quickly? Canada had a sort of a leadership role in the cannabis sector. Does Canada have that role in the psychedelic sector?
So that's a very good question. I know that there's lots happening in the UK right now. I just read another study that is already underway on obesity, how certain elements of a magic mushroom, the psychedelics, can assist the brain talking to the stomach. Ketamine, a number of studies now on how that could be beneficial to those with Parkinson's disease. I mean, the list goes on and on. There's a lot of researchers out there doing a lot of great work. And again, a few of our recent press releases, what we're now doing in the UK with a charitable group doing phase 1 of a clinical. Jamaica, another one with military veterans. You could say, why Jamaica? Well, in Jamaica, these magic mushrooms are more like functional foods, not on Schedule 1. So Jamaica is a very good spot for us to conduct legally these scientific research projects. So Canada is in the race, absolutely. HAVN, we believe, is one of the forerunners. We've done a lot, and we've got a lot to do in front of us still. Yet I can tell you that with enough passion, the right leadership, not just the talent we have internally, but also the various clinical physicians, Dr. Meckler out in New England, for example, a very, very well followed and highly respected almost expert in this field. So we've dotted a lot of good I's and crossed a lot of solid T's, getting to where we are, and really sets the path forward.
Awesome, Vic. Okay, well, we will continue to follow the story. I really appreciate your time today, and I'll look forward to talking to you about it in the future. Have a fantastic Christmas season, and I'll see you next year.
Glad to come back, and James, stay healthy and stay safe, and don't buy too big of a turkey, okay?
Thanks. You too, Vic. Bye for now.